Hi everyone from India. I'm here with my beautiful lotus, and for me, the lotus is the example of our awakening, of nourishing our journey with the experiences of life, the experiences of pain, of loss, of grief, of joy, of happiness, everything that this life has for us. And despite everything, knowing that we're meant to bloom, we are meant to open, we are meant to be absolutely vulnerable and receive everything life brings us with gratitude. So today I want to speak a little bit about my personal story. I'm not going to go into details. I just have to tell you that I built for many years a cocoon in my home. I wanted to live in India since I first came here almost 20 years ago. But somehow I cut myself from that dream because I thought it was too hard, impossible. It was like I had a lot of variables in my own life and that it could never happen. I thought the miracle was beyond my reach. And so I compromised and somehow realized I had to leave where I was living, and I brought 3 containers from Rajasthan here in the north part of India, full of arches and doors and paintings and rugs and textiles and sculptures, and I created my own private India in the heart of my home and my shala. And I used to feel so happy in my home. I basically had everything I needed. It was a beautiful house. It was full of the energy of spirit. And also it welcomed a lot of yogis from all over the world, a lot of teachers. And I was just hanging with my tribe and growing in my practice. I had my family with me, my beloved children. Everything was perfect. But then life knocked at my door and said, do you really want to go live in India? Here's the opportunity. And that's where my job as an ambassador showed up. And I remember being like so thrilled and at the same time being so scared of losing what I had. And that's exactly what happened. So after my tenure here as an ambassador, I went back to my country and I found out that my beloved children were taken away from me by an unfair ruling. And since then, since this deep loss, since this deep grief, my life completely changed. I decided to come back to India, and then life has been giving me so much that I could have never expected. First of all, it has given me my beautiful guru closer, 2 hours away from where I live now. And just knowing he's there now, for me, it's just like, it brings me such a relief that anything, I'm closer to him. India has also brought me a husband, which I was not anticipating at all. I had my relationships and I basically thought I was done. And somehow life thought I needed a companion. And life has also given me, of course, a home and a practice and friends and students and invitations to travel the world. And now it's given me the opportunity to be here with you through this technology. So the lotus has bloomed even in the midst of the hardest tragedy in my life. So I just want to tell you that yoga is there for all of us, and in front of the reality of impermanence, which means that anything we receive in life, we eventually have to let go of. That's a reality. Nothing is permanent. In this reality, I have learned to look for the diamond instead of focusing on the pain and and the suffering and the grief that comes from walking on this earth. That search for your inner light, that search for your inner reality, that is what is most important in a yoga practice. Is not about the postures, is not about being a star of yoga, is not about being a celebrity of yoga. Something has been really distorted in this social media era, especially with like new generations. That's not it. Even though watching someone do a beautiful yoga, it's very inspiring. I mean, some people actually start their practice because they say, wow, this person, something there that just attracts me. But it also makes a lot of people feel they cannot do it, which is not true. Yoga is for everyone, because yoga is about how your mind receives and perceives life. It's not about what you can do with your leg behind here, and I'm speaking as someone that can do the leg behind here. I tell you, I'm not better than anyone because I can put my both legs behind, or I can just go in a headstand or a handstand. Like, it's fun, and it's a process of opening your energy channels and being more open to life itself, but that's not it. Yoga is the art of opening ourselves to love, and just open our heart to love is so scary, because to be able to reach that part inside of us that is vulnerable and soft, we need to go to a huge like carcass. That's how I can describe it in my own words. Something that was covering it. It was full of projections, it was full of false perceptions, it was full of neuroses. And cutting through it can only be done with a spiritual practice and with the guidance of a teacher that has integrity. There's no other way around. Some people think they can learn yoga through YouTube. I don't think so. That's why I'm not doing any videos regarding asanas, because for that you need to be in the presence of your teacher. And if you have not found a teacher, don't worry. There are many great teachers, and of course I recommend you my dearest guru, Sharat Joyce. And if not, I'm sure you're gonna find a teacher that has studied with him somewhere in the world. And then you prepare, and then you come to India and find for yourself. But don't settle for less. You can do it wherever you are. If you're ready to just go deeper into who you are, if you're tired of this world of illusion, if you're tired of people betraying you, if you're tired of like doing a job that does not fulfill you, if you're having issues in your body, if you're feeling low in energy, if you have low self-esteem, whatever, yoga will heal you. Yoga is the medicine that heals whatever any other medicine cannot heal. And how to build up from the ruins of our former self. That's the story of my life, because my house was taken away, my children were taken away. What I did not lose was my yoga. And thanks to this physical body that keeps going, keeps moving, I have found inside of me a space of peace, a space of inner confidence that I never felt before. It's like finding the self that is not vulnerable, in the sense that you feel you are empowered to move through any fire at any time. And yoga is going to nourish us in a way that nothing else can nourish us. Not a relationship, not a husband, not a children, not family, not your name, not money, not... Yoga is going to give you the desire to live your life fully, not survive it, but live it. There's a difference. I was in survival mode all the time. I was having so much tension. I was having so much guilt, even though I was doing my best. And now I live a life of peace. I live a life of total surrender to whatever life wants to do with me. Of course, I know where to gear my energies. Of course, I have that priority, and every time that I think how I ended up here, I consider it a total miracle. And illusion can be very, very insidious. Illusion can take the minds and the hearts of those we have loved and turn them into harsh enemies. That's something that for me is a tragedy. But if we can react in front of the illusion instead of like doing the revenge of an eye for an eye, instead we can just go within and like understand what happened and how it has changed us, I think something can be recovered even from tragedies. So I'm very, very grateful for everything that has happened in my life. And I hope you come to a point where you can also see the good, even in the worst times of your life. And maybe it sounds like a theory for you now, but if you practice yoga, I'm sure you will understand what I'm speaking about. Please subscribe to my channel and please write me. I will be so happy to know more about you. Let's connect in my Instagram, let's connect in my Facebook or in my personal email. I'm leaving everything here so you can write me. And let's make this movement for peace and for awareness and realization a global movement. Many, many of us are waking up to the beauty of life lived in awareness and with your eyes wide open, like the lotus.